In this world, everyone is given a planet to become a planet lord, and I clearly possess a 3S class mechanical planet capable of creating 1,000,000 mechs. With it, I remember some lord soldiers could summon more powerful troops through sacrifices, but those troops had a chance of going out of control. The things summoned by Xingye's mech must be controllable. Don't forget, when Zhu Guangfu tried to invade and control with an AI control card before, it was completely ineffective. Xingye has already surpassed the Dragon Gate and become a true dragon. At such a young age, he can face 3 high-level 1-star lords alone. It's not him, it's his mech. There seems to be another mech at this level, which is terrifying, including the war fortress that even Zhu Guangfu fears. If this kid's strength is added to a family, that family will undoubtedly become the most powerful in Nantian City in no time. Yes, let's see what Zhu Guangfu plans to do. Although others were impressed by Xingye's Black Knight mech's power, they didn't feel much fear in their hearts. They were mostly spectators. Hoshino will not choose to kill them. Of course, no one dared to insult Hoshino. At this time, cursing again is not only foolish, but also similar to being a fool. War Fortress, what is that? Bai Su looked puzzled. Didn't he hear that Hoshino had a second mecha? But this War Fortress doesn't look like that second mecha at all. His confidant next to him spoke up at this moment. Captain, have you forgotten? When the 2 directors from the Qingting Academy came out of the environmental card, the first thing they did was talk to Zhu Guangfu about the War Fortress. Bai Su's eyes widened. Right, he remembered. How many surprises can this kid still give me? If he enters the division, relying on this kind of strength, it's probably not a problem to become a vice captain in 2 or 3 months. Vice captain position? A confidant next to him was surprised. In a division, there are 8 to 12 teams, each with at least 5,000 people. Among the 5,000 people, there are new recruits and veterans, as well as many positions. However, the highest authority in a team is the captain, and the position of vice captain is next in line. To become a captain or vice captain, strength and military achievements are the best credentials. This has been the tradition of the empire for thousands of years, and has never changed. That's right, as the captain, the empire may not necessarily give it to him because he's too young, but the position of vice captain is truly based on strength. After thinking about what Bai Su said, the 2 confidants nodded in agreement. Indeed, this is how it is in the empire's divisions. As for why the 2 of them are not vice captains, the reason is simple: they are weak. Director Wang and Director Shui, both were startled by Zhu Guangfu's shout and snapped out of their daze. When they saw that Hoshino's Black Warrior mecha was not under control, they were immediately frightened. Now, this shout also helped them snap out of it quickly. The next moment, the Jiang family members, as well as several other directors from the Qingting Academy, also arrived by their side. Go! Kill Hoshino. At this time, the 3 of us will hold off the Black Warrior mecha. Zhu Guangfu immediately summoned the soldiers from his territory again. After this summoning, he felt a slight headache. Continuously summoning the soldiers from his territory as a high-ranking lord actually caused a considerable mental strain, especially when there were significant casualties among his soldiers. If soldiers were injured or killed, there would also be a bit of mental backlash. As a result, the recovery of mental strength was somewhat lagging behind. At this moment, Zhu Guangfu was like this, but he gritted his teeth. Now he could only take a gamble. After all, no matter how many people were piled up in front of the Black Warrior mecha, they would just be moving wooden figures. When the words "Kill Hoshino" came out, Director Wang and Director Shui could completely feel as if they were being targeted by the Grim Reaper. They were trembling all over and Director Wang's legs were shaking like a sieve. Directly attacking Hoshino, to be honest, at the beginning, when they were at the academy, they didn't pay much attention to Hoshino. However, at the graduation ceremony, they started to take notice. When Hoshino summoned the War Fortress, they took it very seriously. And now, they would rather not have met Hoshino in their lifetime. Just him? Attack Hoshino directly? How to fight? How to kill? Hit him with their heads? Director Wang involuntarily swallowed deeply. They couldn't fight at all. Even though there were Jiang family members and other intermediate lords around, some of them were 7 or 8-star individuals. But Director Wang had no confidence at all. Suddenly, Director Wang's eyes narrowed. He suddenly remembered a rumor. The internal space of the environment card is actually limited. If you reach the edge of the environment card, you can directly leave the environment card. It doesn't matter if there is a card maker controlling the environment card. As long as you reach the edge of the internal space of the environment card, you can feel the outside space. There is a prerequisite here, which is that you must be an intermediate lord. If you are a low-level lord, even if you reach the edge of the environment card, you cannot perceive the outside space. Since that's the case, let's settle this quickly. Director Wang suddenly exclaimed, full of fighting spirit. Snow Director beside him widened her eyes, staring at Director Wang. However, at this moment, Director Wang seemed to have already walked out an invincible path. His face was firm and natural. Let me give it a try. Because only by working together can we possibly hurt him. Whether we can hurt him by working together, I don't know, but my chances of being stopped are much lower. At this moment, the Jiang family and Snow Director, including other directors of the academy, all widened their eyes and looked at Director Wang. They felt a sense of admiration in their hearts. What does it mean to face death head-on? Do you see it? This is what it means to face death head-on. Snow Director also slowly regained her composure. Alright, since that's the case, then I can't back down either. I haven't seen his second mech yet. I think his second mech was just recently manufactured, so it shouldn't be too strong. According to normal logic, Star's second mech should be weaker than the first one. After all, materials are limited, and with more materials, one would definitely improve the mech. Directly manufacturing a second one, consuming more materials, may not necessarily make it stronger than the first. Of course, this is according to normal logic. However, the problem is that Star's mech manufacturing and territory development are all entrusted to the Skynet. Coupled with his innate talent and the powerful computing power of Skynet, materials can be effectively utilized. And what currently limits Star's strength is not just the materials, but also the low level of the territory. If the territory level is higher, he feels that the Black Warrior mech will become stronger. At this moment, the Black Warrior mech also stopped and turned around. She had not dealt with Director Wang and Snow Director all this time, mainly because these two were too weak in her eyes. It's like they could die with just a puff of air. So she didn't bother with them and instead targeted Zhu Guangfu first. You don't need to worry about them, those three are up to you. Remember, leave a way out for the Wu family. Star's voice rang out at this moment. At the same time, he released Jiang Yunxiao. He wanted to see what moves these two directors and the Jiang family would make next. For the Black Warrior mech, it naturally obeyed Star's commands. In the next moment, the Black Warrior mech's speed increased to another level. In an instant, Zhu Guangfu and the others felt immense pressure, not daring to divert their attention. If they did, the next moment would likely be their demise. They might not even realize it when they were separated. Star looked at Jiang Yunxiao. I won't hold back against those Jiang family members. Jiang Yunxiao nodded first, with tears in her eyes. Okay, go ahead and eliminate them. I don't want to see them anymore. Before, I knelt down and begged them, but they. Hearing this, Star gently rubbed Jiang Yunxiao's head, feeling a pang of heartache. The pain of having something and then losing it is enough to drive a person insane. Jiang Yunxiao didn't go crazy because he was there. Alright, I understand. Director Wang took a step forward, summoning many soldiers from his territory. This action left Snow Director dumbfounded. Shouldn't a lord try to stay in a safe position during battle? Regardless of which academy it is, the first class upon enrollment covers this topic. However, Director Wang completely disregarded the gazes of those around him. He even took out 2 cards from his pocket. Intermediate 3-star Speed Enhancement card. Activate. Intermediate 3-star Agility card. Activate. The Speed Enhancement card, as the name suggests, enhances speed. The Agility card reduces the weight of one's body, as well as gravity and resistance when charging forward. After using these 2 war resource cards, Director Wang's speed increased significantly. He moved as fast as a shooting star. Hoshino became extremely vigilant. It seems that Director Wang not only develops his own territory but also accumulates resources for his lord's physical body. Good. Just right, I also want to have a physical fight with you. Hoshino. Director Wang shouted and appeared directly in front of Hoshino. Hoshino was also ready to strike. Look behind you. You've been tricked. Hoshino was puzzled. Any creature with hostility towards the Lord, when approaching the Lord without the Lord's awareness, will be alerted by the heavenly net. This human does not harbor hostility towards the Lord. These 2 mechanical prompts from the heavenly net made Hoshino pause. At the same time, he was also puzzled. Why did Director Wang not show any hostility towards him? However, in the next moment, Hoshino understood. Director Wang crossed over Hoshino, and his expression changed from resolute to a smile in an instant. That smile was like that of a 300-pound child. Ha ha, Hoshino, didn't expect this, right? After completely passing Hoshino, Director Wang turned back, laughing, and continued to charge forward. His speed was astonishing. Let me tell you, no matter what environment card it is, once I reach the edge, I can leave directly, regardless of whether there is a card maker controlling the environment card. Ha ha ha, his speed left after images behind him. Hoshino looked up at the sky. In the next moment, Wu Xing's voice sounded in his ear. He's right, indeed, no matter what environment card it is a spatial container. I may explain it to you in a way you may not understand, but he is correct. However, he cannot escape. Because I added 2 rules at the edge, one is that when perceiving the outside world, it will disrupt one's perception, and the other will guide the target back towards the center. The more he perceives at the edge, the more he will be deceived by his own senses and return. Hoshino realized that Wu Xing had made thorough preparations. He harbored deep hatred towards the Wu family. Even without him, if Wu Xing wanted to destroy the Wu family alone, it wouldn't be too difficult. At the edge of the space, a maze was set up. In the environment card, only through perception can one know if they have reached the edge. It is impossible to see with the naked eye. Many people from the Wu family heard what Director Wang said, and excitement appeared on their faces. Yes, they were tempted, they wanted to run too. So, it's not impossible to escape. Unfortunately, the vast space around them was completely covered by the thunderclouds of the Black Warrior mech. Want to run? One strike of the Thunder Dragon and they would be close to suffocation. Snow, the director, was the most stunned at the moment. He didn't know what to do. Should he go directly? He truly felt he couldn't defeat Hoshino. Run like Director Wang? That's a joke. The first time Hoshino didn't pay attention. If he wanted to try again, given his current situation without using any resources, he might be crushed like tofu if he went over. Can't run away? Even if he can't run away, I don't want to wait for him to come back. Since he left in such a hurry, I'll personally see him off. Rift Sky Town. Go!